What are you doing?
Well, I write books about the region.
Oh, okay.
But I'm a write-in candidate for state representative against Bud Holsey. The Times News won't do any story on me because they say I don't have a bona fide campaign or campaign dollars to spend.
All right.
But I'm not here for that reason. I'm here because of the annexation issue. Just see what you think that way. John Clark, alderman, you want to be on camera? You're a good-looking guy.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
I don't mean it like that now.
No, it's
So with Kingsport's annexation, some people messaged me with different things to ask, and it seems to a lot of people that over the past 10 years, now I know Kingsport has poor kids, rich kids, 53% are on the lunch assistance that way.
Right.
But in the last 10 years, the annexations have it seemed to me, because communities like Springdale and Black Bottoms are islands, county islands within the city. And now they're going into Rock Springs, Colonial Heights, Indian Springs, Fall Creek, that way. It seems like they're middle income and up families or houses, residents, or land that they're annexing for future development, whatever, that way. But what that would do, it pits the richer kids in the city schools, the poorer kids in the county, and they're talking about merging those county schools like Sullivan South and Sullivan North. And I graduated from Sullivan South in 1992, and for 25 straight years, South has beaten Dobbins Bennett academically every year.
School boards will argue about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they
Just
can,
so you know.
but yeah.
They have their own facts and figures.
But it seems to me like it is cherry picking that way. How is that not? And I'm not saying it's you or anything like that. It's the city planners that way.
Right.
But how is it not discrimination when they're only targeting those higher income families?
Well, I didn't realize that they were just targeting higher income families. I think what happens is annexations, as I know it, and I sat on the board now for 2 years, has been a growth tool for cities in Tennessee.
And their target is 50,000, which would give them the government subsidies like Johnson City gets ultimately.
Well, I'm not really focused on the subsidies, but what I believe is that every annexation is reviewed on its own merits as to costs versus revenue, and also how it fits in the planning scheme, an orderly planned version of growth. So I always see annexation as a way, and we can debate, I don't know all of the last 10 years how sequencing has occurred, but to me it is, if we didn't have annexations in the past, the cities would be extremely small, right? Okay. Everybody on this board has been annexed. I myself have been annexed over the years. This happened way before I even moved here. And so I see it as a planned and orderly way of city growth. Now, as to which areas get annexed and how they get annexed, I believe it's based on revenues and costs. It's a business decision. But it needs to be aligned, I believe, with a planned focus on growth, on city growth. At the end of the day, every city has to grow. I still believe it.
John, what's your background?
I'm a businessman.
Okay.
I run a business.
Okay. Entrepreneur?
No, I actually work for a large global corporation.
Okay.
And, we're in the medical device space.
Okay.
So,
So 2 years ago was the schools, or was it pools, or was it the library and the water park? Is that what it was?
was the aquatic center?
Yeah, the aquatic center versus library. I remember something like that.
As far as, Well, I mean, the library's still on the list. It's just how you prioritize it every year.
True.
And I think, the life